What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Patriot Specialized. I am your host, Brett Taylor, apparently not very good at using a camera.
We ride across these plains and prairies, Rocky Mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses.
I just recorded 2 entire videos, and my camera was set on time warp. Yep. So I was like talking super fast, and wow. All right. So, anyways, we got that crane picked up. We got our Bradley delivered this morning. Obviously, I don't film down there. Those guys, sometimes they're cool about it, sometimes they aren't. Today there was a lot of people there, a lot of different entities there that I didn't know those guys, so I didn't want to take a chance of getting anybody in trouble, myself included, or my company. So I didn't bother filming while I was there this morning. However, we did get it delivered. Everything went real smooth there. Got it kicked off. We got out of there, I think it was about 9 o'clock I got out of there, and then I ran up and got this shuttle lift picked up in Laverne, Tennessee. Got up there about 12 o'clock, 12:30, something like that. We were out of there about 1:30-ish, so I figured I'd jump out now and I'm gonna show you the load. Here we go. Alright, so take 2. I feel like I just did this. So anyways, here is our baby right here. This is what they call a shuttle lift. Pretty good load, super fast, real nice people to work with. I pulled in there, dropped my trailer, got everything set up, and they just, they loaded that. They were ready, waiting for me, loaded that thing right up, and I got right to securement, so. Real nice people to work with, super good load. What I did for securement on this thing weighs, as you can see, I'm trying to play with the balance here on these weights. I'm really, not gonna lie, man, I'm really struggling with these axle weights and getting this stuff right. Ghost made it very easy for me. Steer axles were always the same. Drive axles I had to play with depending on where my fifth wheel was. Trailer axles, it was kind of like I knew what to do. I'm hoping that this is just the beginning of working with this stuff, and it was this way with the other trailer as well. So hopefully that's what I'm just going through, a little bit of growing pains, we're gonna call this, and I'm gonna get this stuff figured out here soon. But I'm really struggling with these axle weights, not gonna lie. But I think I'm getting a grip on it, and we're gonna see what happens. But what I did for securement on this thing weighs 46,000 pounds, they tell me. So we need 23,000 pounds of securement. And what I got going here is on the front, I put 2 chains X'd, hooked my clevises in, because those big old D-rings on a 1/2-inch chain, or the big old hooks on a 1/2-inch chain, won't fit through those holes. So I put D-rings on, hooked right straight to the D-ring, went down to that side, did the same thing this way, X chain, so you get half credit. You basically get credit for 1 chain here, even though it's 2 chains, because they aren't going all the way across the load. So despite what has been commented on my channel, 1/2-inch chains at grade 70 are rated at 11,300 pounds. We're calling it 11,000, so we're always covered. So I've got 11,000 pounds of securement back there. Did virtually the same thing here, except I did an X. Went right up to the, put my clevises on, went right up to their hooks, came down to the trailer, did the same thing on that side, straight down, pulling back on it. Get half credit for those chains as well. So we got 22,000 pounds of securement. Now, 46,000 pounds, we need 23,000 pounds of securement. We have 22 on it with just that set up there. So we had to do something else in order to get above the 23,000. So what I did to get above the 23,000 plus, as you know, the arms on these things, very similar to an excavator. If it can rotate, which this one can in the center, then you need to secure the arm somehow. DOT, to remain DOT compliant, you have to make sure that arm is secured. So what I did there, obviously I needed an extra 1,000 pounds of securement, so it worked out pretty good. I grabbed a 3/8 chain, which by the way, a 3/8 chain is rated at 6,500 pounds. I grabbed a 3/8 chain out of my box, threw it across, and something I learned today, that 3/8 chain is a heck of a lot easier to handle than them big old half-inch chains. So I grabbed that thing, pulled it out. I'm like, wow, I used to think these things are heavy. But I threw it right through their hook, down the other side. Now you're gonna see two binders here. The only reason you're seeing two binders is because I had this one on, but this goes all the way across. You get full credit to 6,500. I had this one on, and as I'm tightening it up, it's kind of pulling that cable back this way. So I ended up getting to almost to the end of my threads on this binder before that thing got as tight as I wanted it to be. So what I ended up doing was I just grabbed another binder, put it on the other side, and finished tightening it that way. So basically, we're only getting credit for one binder there, but having binder on each side is going to help keep that thing tight, make it a little bit easier for me to adjust to make sure it stays. Although I haven't had a problem with that one at all. Had to tighten up the other ones a couple times on the run, but that one hasn't given me any trouble at all. So something to be said for a binder on each side, but that's what we got there. So that gives us an additional 6,500 pounds. So basically we have 28,500 pounds securement on a load that requires 23,000 pounds. We are in excellent shape. Now we're running this one on 6 axles. As you can see, we got the pusher axle up there. 3 axles down back here, got our flip up. We can do that. Both Kentucky and Tennessee, which are the only 2 states I'm in with this load, they allow the flip to be up. They aren't like Pennsylvania where it has to be down. So I'm running on 6 axles with this. Weight requirement, we don't need 7, we don't need 8, we can do it on 6. So that's what I chose to do. I permitted, I almost hit the permit right on the head. I did really good on my drives and I did really good on my trailer, but I underestimated my my steer tires, so we ended up having to revise the permits for my steer weight because I was off a little bit. And this, I just can't, like, that steer axle up there, I think for a little while I'm just gonna run that thing pretty close to max. I'll just permit pretty close to max, and until I get a feel here for what it likes and what kind of loads, what it's going to be when it has certain loads on it and how it's going to be done, because it is really, I'm struggling with that one. So that's our load. We're going to get this thing delivered tomorrow morning in Gent, Kentucky. We'll drop this off, and then we're going to run our butt up to Washington Courthouse, Ohio, and pick up a tank. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thursday morning. Left truck stop this morning about 6:15, 6:20. Ran up here to delivery. This is kind of a goofy one. We're actually delivering to a rental company, an equipment rental company, but in order to get to the rental company, I don't know if they bought property that was landlocked or something, but in order to get to the rental property, we have to go through the Nucor steel gate right there. So we got to go through the Nucor steel gate and then go back to the delivery location. They're back there in there somewhere. I called my contact when I got here. He is gonna come out to the gate. He's gonna call me when he gets out here to the gate, and then I'll run in there. It's a shift change right now. It's about 7 o'clock, so it's shift change right now, and there is a lot of traffic coming in and out, like in spurts. So I didn't want to get in there and create a cluster, getting everybody's way before he's ready for me. So he's making his way up here, and we're gonna go get this thing done. See how this goes. That's a tight gate over there. We're gonna see how this goes. And that's that. Got that crane delivered. Now we're on to pick up this big old plastic tank we got. Be right back. Well, done for the week. Done for the week. We got our big plastic tank. You guys just saw that. That was I don't know if you guys noticed when he first slid that thing onto the trailer. I don't know if you noticed or not, but that thing, I thought for sure my camera was done. My camera was sitting on a picnic table right on the other side of that tank, and you see the tank roll toward it. And my camera, I thought, man, there's no chance of me saving that thing. So I thought for sure I was losing a $500 camera, but apparently not. The tank stopped, and I think the trailer saved it there. So I want to show you guys what we got. I am actually back at the shop at A&H right now. I'm glad I stopped here because remember earlier this week I had that air conditioning line repaired? Yeah, that wasn't the problem. So I didn't run out of air this week, but we did notice it's still leaking, so they ordered a new line here, and I'm just gonna leave the truck here. They're gonna fix it tomorrow. It's Thursday evening now. I'm off tomorrow, just the way the freight worked out. I'm gonna be at home tomorrow. Good thing, because it gives them the chance to fix this air the right way, and a couple other little things on the truck that we noticed. So beautiful thing. I'm gonna leave it here. Eric's gonna work on it tomorrow, get it all fixed up, and I'll come get it sometime this weekend so we can roll over to Connecticut to get this tank delivered. And then we got a military tank, another Bradley, we're picking up in York right after that Tuesday morning. So it's rolling right along here, and everything's going pretty good. But I wanted to show you the tank that we got on, and this thing looks pretty massive from right here. There we go, right there. So as you saw in the video of him loading this thing, You saw how they put it on? That's one of the coolest ways I've ever seen to load anything. Usually he comes in from the back and slides it right on the back. But I said, you want me to flip that axle down so that it makes it easier for you? And he's like, no, dude, I'll come in from the side. So it was, this is one of the coolest ways to load something. And the fact that it stayed on there just totally amazes me. The best part about it is if there's no way to unload it when I get there, and offloaded it goes. That's all you got to do. You just push it right off the side of the trailer. As long as nobody's standing on the other side, you can get that done. Probably push this thing off the side of the trailer and watch every OSHA guy's head explode. So what I got going, this thing only weighs, they told me, the guy that I got it from, the agent that I work with on these things, he told me it's about 4,000 pounds. It's actually, what they told me at the shop there, where I pit loaded it, is it's actually about 1,800 pounds. So we did get 2 straps on it. That's all we need. I don't know. These straps are, straps are rated at 5,400 pounds each. We need half the weight of the load. So we need 900 pounds of securement. We essentially have, these straps go all the way across, get full credit for it. We essentially have 10,800 pounds of securement holding in 900 pounds that's required. So I think we're good. I think we got that covered. Now, I did have kind of a pain in the butt. This thing is 13 foot long, actually about 15 foot long with the stuff that sticks out the front here, with this stuff here. She's about 15 feet long. And we are 11 foot 9 inches round. So 11.9 wide, 11.9 tall. That was a struggle a little bit on this trailer. Stands real tall, stands a lot taller than the Fontaine. So that was a little bit of a struggle. I basically got everything on the trailer set in the lowest possible setting that I could get it in. And we did get it down. I permitted 13.10 or 13.8, I believe I permitted at, and we were sitting at 13.7.5. So we're right under our permit. Everything is good. Got it right where we need to be. We're only on 5 axles. Obviously, it don't weigh anything. We don't need these axles. So got the 3rd axle lifted, 4th axle flipped. These 2 are down. They're permanently down, and our pusher's up in the air. So running on 5 axles. Don't need any more than that for sure. So securement. Obviously we did the straps, but the flags were also a little tricky. The other side, the winch binders are on there that tighten up your straps. They are on there. So I took one of my magnets, stuck them right to the side of that, and then wrapped a bungee cord around it so it keeps it from falling off there in case the wind gets to it, because it's not a real sturdy grab with just having the magnet itself holding on to the side of a, I'll show it to you guys. It's a whole lot easier. Having just the magnet itself hanging on to the side of this, there's not a whole lot of bite for the magnet there. So I went ahead and wrapped a bungee cord around it to make sure those things stay there. And then originally I had my 2 bungee flags. I had wrapped the bungee flag right around here, hooked back to itself, pulled this way, did the same thing with the other one, then put a bungee cord in the middle, and it was basically just tension between it. And that didn't work. So that lasted a few hundred miles. I was pretty impressed that as long as it did last, but it didn't last as long as I needed it to. So what I ended up doing, I tried zip ties, didn't like the way that looked. So I ended up just getting some Gorilla Tape out and just taping the flags right to the strap. Really the only thing you connect to. There's absolutely nothing on this fitting that I could possibly connect to. So we just taped them up and called it a day. So that's it, guys. That's what we got on now. This is the end of this week. It's Thursday evening. So I'm off tomorrow. Well, one of these days I got to come back, either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna have to come back and get the truck and get it to the house, because I want to make sure that I leave the house enough time to get to delivery by 2 o'clock or so, maybe a little bit earlier if I'm lucky, and then have enough time to get at least as close to York as possible. I'd like to be within an hour of York. To be able to pick up that tank in the morning. Those guys will load me at 6 in the morning if I can get there. So that's the goal. I'm gonna try to get close enough, early enough that I can take my 10-hour break and be back down to be in New York by 6 o'clock, 6:15 or so to get loaded. So that's it for this week, guys. I appreciate everybody watching. If this is your first time watching the channel, I appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. And we will see you guys next week. We're going to get this one delivered next week and then pick up another Bradley going down to Anniston. So everybody stay safe out there.